I'm Jen,
I'm Coco.
and
This
this
is Tipsy Talks with Jen and Coco. I think we nailed that.
I think we did pretty good. We're gonna start with the story about the seasoning.
Let me just take a drink first. Cheers. Ice wine.
So the other night we had burgers for dinner, and he was making onion jam. And have you ever had onion jam? It's a delight. I was like, I want to show you this video on TikTok. I said, do you have time? Because he's like in the middle of cooking dinner. He's, yeah, I have plenty of time. It's okay. So I started showing him the video. And then all of a sudden he turns around. The onions were on fire.
Oh my gosh.
The smoke detector goes off in the bedroom. It won't shut off.
Oh,
Cash
no.
is freaking out. So then he gets that taken care of. And then,
How? Like fire extinguisher, water?
no, we don't. I don't know if we have one.
You probably should get one. We
Probably.
have two.
So he made fries, and he likes to put Old Bay seasoning on them. But it was from when we used to get HelloFresh, and we don't get that anymore. So we just have a big container of it. This container had only had a tablespoon taken out of it. This is how...
Oh, no. Oh, it's like the jumbo size from the huge box stores. Use like half of it.
I'm going to send you this so we could put it in, like, with our pictures this
Yes,
week.
please.
So the onions, we didn't have any onions because
They
they were
were
done.
burnt, yeah.
Done.
But then the fries, were they good then?
Oh, God, no, dude. They were spicy and just like I was licking a salt block. He went out.
Did he like them?
No.
Oh, he realized his mistake.
And so I said, how much did you put on? I said, because this is the package size they came in before. And I had the lid open on the pour side, not the sprinkle side.
No. He probably panicked and like panic dumped more.
It's just, oh, he was like, this is bad. He's like, do you want me to make more? I was like, it's going to take a really long time. We're
too
done.
late. No
It's
onions,
done.
no fries. What a sad dinner.
It was sad. He goes, damn, I haven't messed it up that bad in a long time. Usually what happens is he gets distracted watching TV. Like, he'll go in the kitchen and watch TV, stand at the counter, but we moved the living room around so he can't see the TV anymore. So things don't get burned or
everything
because
is good.
before he would just be standing there and he'd forget that he was cooking.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Wow. Wow. I'm really glad we opened with that story. Get us warmed up.
The strangest thing I believed as a kid was...
I don't know.
Do you want me to tell you mine first?
Yeah, maybe it'll spark my imagination.
So when I was a kid, we lived in Virginia for a little bit. Behind the house was this, like... It wasn't a swamp, but it was like a... area.
Yep, I'm with you.
You know this story?
No, I just got mine when you said that.
Okay. I used to go there with my friends, and I used to bring home cattails. And
for those who don't know, it's like a fuzzy hot dog on a stick. Comes in nature.
My mom told me that I couldn't bring them home anymore because she's allergic to cats. Hold on. I was approximately 37 years old, and I was sitting there in the car with Chris one day, and I was like, oh my God. They're not cats.
So happy that I'm your friend.
And of course, my mom's not here anymore, so I can't be like, dude, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh, that was good.
Okay, your turn.
The strangest thing I believed as a kid was, so when I was little, my grandparents had this really big house, and like on it was they call it the crick, like a creek, but a crick. And there was a culvert, like a big giant where there's a pipe in the ground so like water can go through. I had an older cousin who wasn't actually like my cousin, but my uncle married his mom. Anyway, he was like an older person that you're supposed to trust. He told us that on the other side of that culvert, there were lions and tigers and bears and like all kinds of. I'm picturing the orange and black tigers, the leopard in Colorado.
Jungle Book animals?
Basically on the other side. So I never went through the culvert because I believed that there were tigers on the other side.
I think it's just cousins' rights to
fuck with you.
Yeah, we used to take there's two of us that are pretty close in age. I have 16 cousins. And we used to take the younger cousins down to the basement into the bathroom and do Bloody Mary together when we were kids.
Aww.
I know.
I've never been that mean. I love my cousins.
I love my cousins too, but...
Okay.
Okay, what do you want to talk about today?
I want to tell you about my family vacation from hell.
Okay.
I know you're not excited to hear it, but
I am.
So this was like probably late 90s. I think it was probably like 8 or 9. And my cousin, so I have a really weird family because my dad is from England and my mom's brother lives in Alaska. So like I had just like all those people who are like, I'm gonna go visit my friend in Illinois or something, and I'd be like, or my family, my cousin. God damn it. My cousin in North Dakota. I never got to do that. That wasn't my life.
Because you didn't know them?
No, because it was like Alaska or England, and those just aren't drivable. So, anyways, my cousins from Alaska would come down in the summer sometimes. And this year, they flew into where we lived, and then we were all going to have a road trip out to Las Vegas and then Disneyland. So, like, California. Okay. So
they came down.
Yeah, my cousins, they came down to visit me. My whole family, not just. And then we were going to drive. So the day before, I think my mom had to work or something. And so my uncle was going to take all of us to the hot springs pool because that's where I'm from. And so my cousins are half Eskimo and I'm half white than white can be. So we don't look related at all. Like maybe because we're all like tall, but that's about it. So they have very dark features. They have tan skin, and my brother and I are like snowmen. So
you are very white.
I know. And my brother's whiter. Yeah. So he's taking us to the hot springs pool, and we're in like my grandparents'. Do you remember those? Like hatchback. What are they called? Wagons.
Station wagon?
Yeah, a station wagon. So it was like my uncle was driving and there were 4 of us, and on the way to the hot springs pool, my uncle just throws a bottle of sunscreen lotion in the back and is like, you guys should probably put this on. And when you're 8 and doing it in the car, it's hard. But his kids, who cares? Because they'll just get tan. So we put our sunscreen on, whatever, and then we spend the entire day at the hot springs pool. Like, very fun, but like...
It's exhausting.
Yes, a lot of sun. Lot of sun. And so we leave and we get home, and my brother and I, of course, are extremely sunburned. But the worst part is... my brother has welts the size of almost like playing cards on his shoulders from his sunburn, like already. On his back, he has one. Like, it's bad. And like, they're welts, but they're like sack-filled pus. For anybody that's not ever had, but like a blister, but massive.
I always thought that was water.
No.
It was pus?
Yeah. So he has those on his shoulders, and it's like we all have to take baths and shower and stuff.
So like 3rd-degree burns.
Yeah, his are really fucking bad. And I've got little tiny bubbles, like nothing major. We all had to like take baths, and my like core memory from this being 8 years old is like my mom trying to pop my brother's blisters in the bathtub and him screaming how much it hurt.
That's really bad for you.
Yeah, this was the 90s. Nobody knew anything.
Yeah.
So it wasn't successful. She didn't pop
Because he was crying.
Yeah. Okay, the next day,
You're going to Vegas.
time to drive 10 hours in the car to Las Vegas. So I want you to picture the vehicle we're in. So do you know the movie Cars?
Yes.
Like the 2 little husband and wife vans?
Yes.
That was our van, but it was red.
Okay.
Reddish purple.
Okay.
My mom and my uncle were in the front seat, and then it was like my cousin and me in the middle seat, and my brother and my other cousin in the back seat. And again, because it was red, the inside was red.
Of course.
Yes. All of the upholstery, the ceiling, everything was like a dark maroon.
Like blood.
Yes. So we start driving, and we start to get, so like in Colorado, our summers were like 90s max, not really much hotter than that, I would say. But Vegas was like, you knew, it was like 110, 120 because it's in the desert, right?
Your skin is melting off your body.
Yeah. Our car breaks down. Not far into the trip, maybe a couple hours. It overheats and breaks down. We can't do anything. And we can't turn around. We have, of course, because we have non-refundable discount reservations. Okay. Car broke down, overheated.
Were you still in Colorado at this time?
Probably.
Okay.
Colorado's a really big state.
Yeah, but you're pretty far.
Were we? Were you there? Or you're like, you're far into this story, it could end.
No, like you're where you're
Like you
from.
can't turn around. Yeah, like it's just
You're not far from Utah, right?
probably. I don't know. I haven't looked at the route. It's the desert, and the car is hot.
It overheated.
Oh yeah, it overheated, and you can't drive it. You just have to let it cool down. You can put water in it sometimes, whatever. You know where it sucks to have a sunburn when the car breaks down and you have to stand outside
In the
car.
desert.
So
Oh,
both my
no.
brother and I are like, we're gonna just stay in the car, and you can't because like you would
It's
die.
so
Yeah. So that happened 3 times on the way to Vegas, and I'm not even exaggerating. It was to the point where we would stop at a gas station and my family and I'd be like, get some water for the heater to cool it down. Like it was like we were off to a terrible start. So at some point we don't make it to Vegas yet. We're still on the route, but we had to stop at a mechanic or something to help fix the broken car. And we're sitting, and because my brother is so uncomfortable because like he's a kid and he's got like huge blisters and he's hot. So we're in the mechanic's lobby, and my mom and my brother go into the bathroom, and my mom gets a needle to try and pop these freaking welts again. And because of the screaming, the mechanics called Child Protective Services. So we don't really know. It's his family. It's whatever. She tried the other night, didn't go well. She tried again. So just like all these officers and everybody shows up in the mechanics, and we're all like, what's going on? And at this point she'd given up. Like he was just sitting in the AC in the mechanic shop, and they're just like, ma'am, we need to talk to you and your son. I wasn't a part of the conversation, but if I could have been, it would have been great. So obviously it was like, oh, this is a big misunderstanding. Like my mom showed the blisters, and the officers were like, we're going to take you guys to the hospital because that's not normal. And again, that's where I don't know if we were in Colorado or Nevada. And like, my mom was a single mom. Like, we didn't go to the hospital unless our head was falling off.
Right.
There was massive amounts of blood. So she was not happy. And that doctor also tried to pop the blisters. And he had these like gauze strips that we had to change out at twice a day, every day for the rest of the trip. And like they're on top of his shoulder. So it's like football shoulder pads on top. And then he had that one in the back that was like a golf ball size. And it was just the grossest. Like I can still picture what it looked like now.
Oh.
Okay, we're still not in Vegas.
Oh, shit.
The car's not going to be ready for another day. And so we have to find a place to stay. So we stay at the only affordable place back then and now. It's the Super 8. And like, how do you entertain like two 9-year-olds and two 8-year-olds? Like,
Swimming pool.
yes, that's exactly what we did. So
Did it get infected?
okay, Colin couldn't go in the pool because of his massive Band-Aids all over him.
Okay.
But he could put his feet in the pool or whatever. So he was there, but nobody really, I don't remember his story of that. But my cousin, who was younger than me, he's younger than like a year, we were playing like, where like you get on someone's shoulders and then like chicken fight. That's what it was. So we were playing that, but then it turned into let me just drown my cousin. And so we would try and jump on each other's shoulders. And he pushed so hard on mine that he popped all my blisters. I'm like 8 and I'm like, whatever, feels better. Getting like all kinds of chlorine water in it, so many germs. And it just opened wounds the size of quarters on my shoulders. Like horrible. So yeah, anyway. The next day, the car's fixed. We can finally keep going to Vegas. And
you would have thought you guys would turn around at this point.
You know what? Lesson learned. We're not even done. We're driving into Vegas finally, and it's raining, whatever. But then we're like in massive amounts of traffic, like in the desert. What is going on? We don't know. My mom decides to get out of the car to see what's going on or something. And she ends up walking in like knee-high flood water. It's like the whatever year. That's how when you can tell when we went. I don't know when it was, but it was the Vegas flood of
Whatever
1990, 2000, whatever. And so she just disappears.
Oh my God.
Because
she was gone?
She somehow, like this is a tangent story, got on a bus into town. And I don't know, that's how she got back. I don't know. But there was water on the bus and it was like the worst, like literally, I don't really remember like the story of the Bible, but she made it sound like that. Like I walked through 40 leagues of water to find you or that's what it felt like.
So she hold on.
This is gone.
She gets out of the car and I'm going to go see what's going on. And then she just straight up pieces out and she's fuck those kids.
No.
Not fuck the kids, but fuck those kids. And then she gets on the bus and she's
okay, you're right.
Baby, we'll see you later.
No. Okay.
I'm going to go gamble at the table.
Okay, let me clarify. So what happened? She got out because I think in her mind, like, she, like, pulled a Karen and was like, I'm going to go tell these people to get going or whatever.
And then just joined.
Or, yeah, something happened. I don't know. But, like, we had to go. And maybe, like, my child brain doesn't remember her being like coming back to the car and being like, yeah, I'll meet you guys at the hotel. But in my mind, she's just gone. And then
your uncle's here, kids. Your mom's gonna see you in another life.
No. I'm clearly doing a good job telling that.
She's just gone. It's okay. Let's keep going.
I really think I'm not. I think we need to revisit this with her to clarify some points. Anyway, I'm just going to pull what my husband does is just cut to. We pull up and we're in the Mirage Hotel.
And your mom gets off the bus.
Oh, I don't know. She's not there yet or something. I don't know. So I just remember my next memory, like the trauma's already covered up the rest of how the fuck we got there, because all of when you go to a hotel, usually the parking is underneath the hotel.
Yeah.
In a flood, that fills up first. So we couldn't find parking. We had to walk, and my uncle's got like 4 young kids with him. Like, yeah. So that trauma's been covered up. I don't remember it. But we're just standing in our hotel room. My cousin, my youngest cousin, he's screaming, being just mad because this has been the worst vacation ever. And then we were playing with little fake guns, like Nerf guns. So I wonder if my uncle was like, I can't do this. Let me get them toys. I can't remember. Anyway, so I think this is when my mom entered.
She's like, hey guys.
She comes into the room and she tells us of her travels and how terrible they were. And we were like, we're starving and grumpy and cold and wet and all these things that she had. Oh, that's what she did. She said she had to tie bags on her feet up her legs to like not have them get wet. And they got wet. Didn't work.
Just like a bag like this.
Yeah, I don't know. Times were tough. It could have been a grocery
bread bag.
Who knows? So we're in Vegas. I think it's set for 2 or 3 days. I don't know. But the first time my mom, my brother, and I went to Vegas, we had a great time, which is why we recommended it as a family trip. So then we're like, oh, let's go to all the places we loved last time we were here in Vegas. So, obviously me, I love Caesar Palace because it's all the shopping. Again, Caesar's Palace is underground. And what fills up in a flood? Underground shopping malls. And because there was so much rain, the theme park that we spent our entire first vacation at had so much fun. It was at one of the hotels. Like, just kept doing the roller coaster over and over. They had to close because of the rain. So we end up cutting the trip, I think by a day or two, but my uncle had to figure out, because at this point my mom was like, fuck this. What was the last thing that I said?
Your mom came.
You're just really hung up on that.
It's the funniest thing.
Which, if you know my mom, I am definitely telling it wrong.
Everything was closed. And that's where we ended.
Oh yeah, Caesar's Palace closed.
The roller
and then the roller coaster was closed. So my mom is, I'm done. We're not continuing. The car is in the shop. That's where we got the parking. Yeah, because they could only Band-Aid it. And so then we get to Vegas. We're at a mechanic or whatever. And so we started taking public transportation in the bus. And yeah,
That's
it was
rough, dude.
Yeah, when you're a kid and you're not used to the bus people, it's a lot. Oh, but just wait, it comes full circle.
Oh my God.
So my mom's done. I'm going home. Like, when the car's fixed tomorrow, we're just heading out. We're not coming to Disneyland. Can you imagine having to tell your 2 kids they're not going to Disneyland? So my uncle's like, okay, we'll see if we can fly from Vegas to LA, and then we'll see if we can change our flight to Alaska home. So then the next day comes and they go off, and I don't know if they go home. I don't know if they go to Disneyland, whatever. But we're just waiting for the car to get fixed all day. And mechanics, they give you an idea, but sometimes it takes another day or 2. So we don't have a place to stay. And my mom can't afford another night at the frickin' Mirage. So she finds a place, and I think it's called Fremont Street. I don't know, downtown Vegas.
Fremont Street is legit.
Yeah.
If you want to go get drunk.
But with an 8 and a 9-year-old?
Not legit.
No. So I don't want to say ghetto because I've never been in that I'm aware of a real ghetto, but it's sketchy. And you don't want to be out past dark kind of thing. And so that's where we're staying. At a hotel. So at least it's a place to sleep because we had nothing to sleep in. So The car's still getting fixed. Then the next day, they're like, it's going to be another day. So my mom's okay. Meanwhile, she takes us down, and I think it's like Canal Street in New York where all the like knockoff stuff is sold, and it's like famous for that. Okay, up here Fremont has that or something. And I got a talking watch that was the coolest. I also got a shirt that said "You glow, girl," and the glow glowed in the dark. If that doesn't tell you 90s, 2000s, I don't know what does. So we're out in the like Canal Street version, but Vegas style, and we hear alarms going off, like building alarms, like serious things. And so we're like, I wonder what's going on. That's weird. So like we spend our evening until sunset, and because we're vampires and have to get home. That wasn't funny. But back to the hotel. So we go back to the hotel, and they won't let us in the hotel because it was just on fire.
Oh my God.
Yes, the alarms we heard were our hotel was on fire, like telling you to evacuate, get out. And so we can't go into the hotel. We have no car. And my mom's, I have 2 kids on the sketchiest street in Las Vegas right now.
And you don't have any clothes?
No, they're in the hotel. It didn't burn to the ground. I think there was like something in the kitchen on fire or something. I don't know, but evacuated the hotel situation. So at some point, I don't know if we get back into the hotel or my mom again is, I'm going to fix this for everyone else because they suck. And we end up, she's calling the mechanic and they're like, yeah, your part's just not here or we just can't get to it, whatever. So they're like, we don't know how long it's going to be until your car's fixed, ma'am. So she gets us tickets on the next bus.
Oh, no.
Out of Vegas. I have never ridden in a overnight public transportation. This was with Greyhound. It was a interesting experience. These were the buses that have like the bathrooms on them. Yeah. I think the athletes go on them and we think it's glamorous.
How could you travel that far if you didn't have a bathroom on the bus?
You just pull over like normal people.
Oh, like at truck stops and shit?
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so we are in line to buy tickets. I make friends with the little girl in line. She had really colorful little beads. You remember it like across in a rainbow shape on her head. And I can't remember her name, but like we were besties waiting in line. And it felt like it was days that we were friends. It was like hours. So we get tickets on this Greyhound, but the Greyhound only goes to the next largest town, which is not where we live. So my mom has to call my grandparents in the middle of the night to explain, like, oh, yeah, our hotel caught on fire. We're catching a Greyhound home. Can you pick us up in the nearest city? And so, of course, they say yes, but we get on the bus. It was my first time having the McDonald's parfait.
Oh, that was good.
That was good. With the like yogurt, strawberries, and the granola. Yeah.
Or not bananas, blueberries.
It was good.
It was so good.
But I wanted to be healthy for my new friend. So I picked the parfait. And that's all I had. And I was hungry later. Anyways, so we have to get on this bus. And my friend isn't super close to where I'm sitting, but like we can see each other, so that's fine. And my brother can't wear the seatbelt on the bus because it doesn't go across his lap. It goes across his sunburnt to his shit shoulders.
Oh my God.
So that was an issue. I don't know how it got resolved, but I didn't care because I had a friend.
Yeah.
So this trip somehow, yeah, it was overnight because they turned the lights off and we all went to bed. And I went to sleep and my new friend was in the chair next to me. And then I woke up and she was magically like staring at me like I beat her across the hall or the aisle, snuggling with her mom. And so I felt betrayed and that was the end of that friendship. So then we finally make it back to the nearest city. My grandparents pick us up. And I shit you not, 2 weeks later, they had to pay, and I think my grandpa went with my mom. they had to pay to fly into Vegas to pick up that goddamn car because it was finally ready to be picked up.
Oh my God, you guys would have been in Vegas for 2 fucking weeks.
Yeah. And we had no car at home for 2 fucking weeks.
So what did you guys do?
We borrowed my grandparents' car. But like,
Oh.
that is the story of my vacation from hell. Number
That's-
1.
Number
I'm
one?
just kidding.
Do you have more?
Oh, yeah. You don't have any?
Let's see. The first time I ever went to Vegas, I decided to get my ex-husband tickets to Rascal Flats. I decided to try to be as frugal as possible.
With your ex-husband?
Yeah. His birthday was July 15th, and I planned this trip for us and 2 of our friends to drive. And we were each spending like $150 a person. And we were going to be there for 4 days or something and come home. So we tootled along to Vegas. It was great. We had fun. We were driving home. And one of my friends was driving and we were all asleep. And she starts screaming, guys, wake up, you guys, wake up. And so we all wake up and we look on both sides of the car and there's fucking fire. Taller than the car.
Oh my God.
We're driving on, the road doesn't have fire on it, just on both sides of the road. There was a fire.
Wow. What, like a wildfire? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did you just drive away? Like you weren't on fire?
No, we were not on fire. We were just driving through fire.
Oh my gosh.
I think there were like firefighters. Like it was a big fire. We didn't like just leave it burning.
They were like directing you through it, maybe.
I don't know, but it was pretty scary.
Wow. And that was your Vegas trip too. So maybe we just don't go there. I don't know.
Another time I went to Vegas and it was for my birthday, so it was in December. And again, I was with Eric. And we were young. We were like, I think we were 24. And we had gone out for my birthday. And we had spent all of our money. We were going to be getting paid like in a couple of days. And we're like, that's fine. We'll be home. It blizzarded.
In the
Here.
desert. Oh,
Here.
here. Okay.
We could not get home. We were on the news in Las Vegas. We were sleeping in the airport.
Oh, you're like a Four Christmases story.
Yeah, they told us we weren't going to make it home for Christmas.
Oh my God. Who says that? Scrooge.
But we finally did make it home. So those are my 2 like really shitty travel experiences in Vegas. But I've been there a lot of times and I love it.
Oh yeah, I've been there and had great times. It just, that was the vacation from hell.
Yeah.
And there's probably more I didn't even know about that a good parent just hides and rolls with it.
I just really want you to revisit this situation with your mom.
We can bring her. She would totally come on the show and clarify.
Because I'm just envisioning her just like totally piecing out.
I can't believe you think she would do that. Have you met her? No. Assertiveness is her skill set. She wouldn't abandon us. I feel bad that I led it to believe that was the case because it wasn't.
No, you should have just leaned into it.
She left us for hours with no food. We had to drink toilet water that was now running through the streets.
Okay, so what's another shitty travel story you have?
I had 3 and I forgot one of them, but I have another one. Preston and I got married in August of 2021, and we decided not to do a honeymoon because we had to save up for one to go because weddings are expensive. So, look, we didn't have anything planned. It was just like, yeah, we'll go whenever. And we finally are like, I think it's time. We should go on a honeymoon in the summer of 2023. And we got a travel agent and we booked our flight to the Dominican Republic for our honeymoon. And we priced out like Mexico and Florida, all kinds of different things. And we were like, let's go to the Dominican because it was like a luxury resort and it was a better price. So when we're doing this, people have to get vaccinated and things to go to certain countries. And so I asked the travel agent, I'm like, do we need to get anything? She's like, no, just your passports. You're good to go. And like she had other clients that had been at this resort, done this same trip, everything. She might have. It was very highly.
Recommended.
Yes. So we go. And it was, the flight there was fine. We had to do a connecting, get down there. And we get there and they ask us if we want to upgrade. We totally got, like, it's our honeymoon. Let's do it. So we had like our own, basically our own pool, because it was like 4 balconies sharing like a piece of the pool. And no one was ever out there except my husband, sometimes me. So we get the upgrades. We buy the fancy dinner on the beach. We do XYZ. Mind you, we picked this trip because it was in the off season. And not just like the off tourism season, off weather, because it's hurricane season. And there is currently a hurricane. Not where we're staying, like in our vicinity at all, but like down the waters somewhere there's a hurricane. We're not affected. It's going to be fine. And we're saving like hundreds of dollars by coming now. Just as a pro tip, don't do that. So we, at this resort, you have a butler who will make you reservations, aka just register when you want to eat and what hotel or restaurant you want to eat at and all of that. And so they do that for us. And my husband's allergic to fish. And so we were just like, no fish only places. And he's just like, got it. And we had it all figured out. It was great. So we're having a pretty good trip. Our travel agent told us how to book excursions. And she's, some people just do it there and it's cheaper and you can see what they have. So we do that the first day. They like tell us where they're going to be. We go down and we book all these excursions that cost like hundreds of dollars. I don't condone the swimming with dolphins and things like that, but those are the kinds of things that you can sign up for. So we signed up for 3 different ones for the 3 days we're going to be there. It's going to be super fun because it's a long time. Like they have to get you, then you all sit on a bus and have to go to the next resort, and then you all go. It just takes half a day to get there. We go on one, which was like a historical walking tour of the oldest, like the city that Christopher Columbus landed at, that kind of thing. Very cool to learn the history, whatever. So we do that. It was great. Then the next day, our excursion is canceled because of the hurricane. It's causing, I think this one was, it might have been like you get a walk on the bottom of the ocean wearing like a scuba mask and or like the one that goes over your head, like
really
a
big
helmet,
one?
yeah, that kind of thing, and couldn't go because the sand was being too swirly from the hurricane. And then there was like another one. We're like, let's not. Oh, deep sea fishing that got canceled because of the hurricane because the waves were too intense. And then there was one where like we were gonna go see some sort of animal, like in a zoo or something, that got canceled, and I don't think it was because of the hurricane.
Did you get your money back for all of
Yeah,
these?
but every day we'd have to go down and be like, okay, we're ready to go, and they're like, actually, it was canceled, so pick a different one for tomorrow, and we just kept doing that.
Oh my
It
gosh.
sucked. So we ended up basically spending every day on that goddamn outdoor bus for half a day every day, going to our excursion to find out it's canceled or not going on it at all and being like, what do we do? It was terrible. So we ended up just like hanging out and gambling at the neighboring resorts. But they were telling us like, you need to souvenir shop, you should take a taxi into town. And I know Dominican Republic isn't always the safest, so that's why we stayed on the resort and we didn't go anywhere. These people convinced us. And I think it was like their friends who drove a taxi, and it was all not approved under
It was
the
not
hotel.
above board.
Yeah, it was sketchy. They're like, they'll just come get you, and then whenever you want to be picked up, they'll pick you right up and take you where you want to go. So they take us to the most sketchy souvenir store. There's tons of souvenirs, and they are cheaper than like the hotel gift shop, whatever. But we're in there for a long time because it's a very big store. And then we're ready to go and we're trying, this woman would not leave us alone. She'd be like, I saw you looked at that hat. Would you like to buy it? And I was like, no, I just picked it up to see what it looked like. And then I didn't like it. And so I put it back. I thought it looked really good on you. You should buy it, with everything I touched. And if I had known that would have happened, we wouldn't have done that. So we finally check out and we're ready to go. And basically the guy said he would wait for us because he didn't have any other calls for his taxi. So we're like, okay, he'll be out here when we get out here. He's not. So then we have to call our contact at the hotel to be like, we want to be picked up. Where is he? Whatever. They come and we don't know where we're going. We don't know what's happening. Preston's starting to get anxious that we're being kidnapped and taken in this like freaking sketchy ass taxi. And they just took us back to the hotel and everything was fine. But
Oh, God.
it was very scary. Like we were hustled, and all the things we bought when we were being hustled, I don't even think we have on display or use because it just gives that memory. Like my mom, I let her borrow something, like a bag or something I bought, and I was like, you can just keep it. I don't want it. I don't want the memory. And then the waves were so strong, like you could barely swim in the ocean because of the hurricane. So at this point, we're like, are we going to be able to fly out? What's the situation? Everything was fine. We were able to leave. So we enjoy the rest of our vacation. We almost buy a timeshare for somewhere that we've barely been to. Thank goodness we didn't. They're really good down there. We leave and we get in our first fight ever at the airport because like I grew up traveling. I know the hustle. You just gotta keep going and push through and get to your gate first. And I'm like yelling at Preston because he's walking really slow because he's tired and doesn't feel good. But I'm like, we gotta make it to our gate. And then we have 25 minutes to wait. And
Oh
it's,
my God. You're
yeah,
that person.
I am. I'm sorry.
That
I
makes
grew
me
up doing
really
that.
scared to travel with you.
Well, now I have learned, we have debriefed, and it doesn't matter if we miss our flight because he has to go to the bathroom when he has. There was a reason as to why he said, I don't feel good or I'm tired. We get back from our honeymoon, which has already been a shit show half the time, to him being extremely sick. We had a Coco and Jen day of fun on this day. And you know how sick he was. I was like, I don't know. He's got like the flu and he like shakes and then he says he's hot or cold and he's just, his stomach's upset. I don't know what's going on. And so we just leave and have a day with you. And this happened for probably a week when we got back. And the punchline is he had malaria that he picked up from the place in the Dominican that the lady, back to the beginning of the story when I was talking about needing vaccinations and her saying no, because the side of the island we're on doesn't have malaria. Oh, joke's on you. But it took so long for the doctors to believe us, and the labs didn't even test because they thought it was like a fat finger of a test. Oh, they didn't mean to submit for malaria. So our doctor on his vacation had to call the labs and be like, I really need this immediately so I can get him medicine. And then it was like the blood test didn't show it because it wasn't active and whatever. No one gets malaria except my husband. A lot of people do get malaria, but
Not in that location.
not or in that situation. Who comes back from their honeymoon with malaria? So for the longest time, we just don't talk about it. And it's like sometimes I see a picture and I'm like, oh, that was fun. That was a nice night at the local non-traveling, like just
Would you guys go back?
nope. I don't. He would. Oh my gosh. I forgot about my sun rash. Yes, he got sunburn and I learned this was the second time this has ever happened to me. I get hives like when I go to a tropical or sunny location. I get hives all over my chest and my forehead. And so much so that the woman who hustled us tried to sell me a special cream that would like clear that up. And I was like, no, it's just heat rash or sun rash, something like that. And so that happened. And then it started happening at home. I talked to my doctor. It turns out you can be allergic to the sun. And if anyone's going to be allergic to the sun, It's me. So obviously we learned that on the trip. Oh, the sun aggravates it. So then I had to sit in the shade every time we went outside. And I wouldn't swim in the pool because it was in the sun. Like it was a whole freaking thing.
So you're out.
Yeah. And like I said, I have had amazing vacations. I have also had some ones where just like literally everything seems to go wrong. So that was my honeymoon.
That's intense.
Yeah.
We haven't been on a honeymoon yet.
Where would you guys go?
I'm not really sure because I wanted to go to Italy.
Oh, back to the city of romance.
But I was informed by my husband that he has no desire to travel overseas.
Has he ever been overseas?
Nope.
Does he have a passport?
Yes. He's
There's
just
some curiosity in there then.
he's just not interested. He got it when they went on a cruise to Alaska and you needed it to get into Canada or something.
Right, yeah.
But again, I haven't flown on an airplane since the last time I flew on an airplane was when we went to Vegas in that snowstorm. So well over 20 years ago.
But you'll be happy to know that your child legs will fit perfectly still behind the seat. Tall people still have a hard time. No one gets it.
Can't you pick your seat?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that the seats are misaligned with more space. There's only like the first 2 to 4 rows that have extended seating. And let me tell you, that isn't that extended. It's like each normal chair that you don't pay extra for is you get 6 inches. And then it's like the extra chairs, maybe you get 12 inches. I don't know. But I'm excited for you to fly to Mexico this year.
I don't even think that my feet would touch the ground.
I guarantee they will not.
That's incredible.
It's cool. We know where they keep the infant life.
All right, y'all. We've overshared enough for one day.
Thanks for listening to Tipsy Talks with Jen and Coco, where coping is a personality trait.
If you enjoyed this chaotic little support group,
share it, subscribe, and come back for more questionable life choices.
We'll be back next week with more trauma and less self-awareness.
I'm sorry, that was good. I'm so proud of you.